the Market Review, where we bring you developments in the financial and capital market as it relates with the economy. Today is Tuesday, as we look at the bonds, fixed income market, and also FX activities, the foreign exchange. We're looking at leveraging digital platforms to trade Forex, and it's quite interesting because recently Proshare, Nigeria's leading financial information hub, published its 2020 online trading report. And of course, the top overall players and leaders in the industry who are leveraging the digital platforms to drive FX trading came out. Eagle Global Markets has been a leader over time, coming out tops, but this time they came second, but shows that they still continue to be a key player in the industry. We'd like to get insights into how the Eagle Global Markets Group and, of course, other stakeholders are working out to leverage the digital platforms to improve FX trading, and further insights that can be learned from the whole experience as published by Proshare. With me to discuss this is the CEO of Eagle Global Markets Group, Mr. Gbite Oduneye. Good morning and nice to have you on the program.
Good morning, Otto. It's always a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much for having me today.
Yes, thank you very much. And to our viewers, first, let's begin with a major story for today. The inflation rate, the consumer price index rate for August 2020 is out, and it shows that Nigeria's current inflation rate increased to 13.22% year on year for August 2020. This is 0.40 percentage points higher than the rates recorded in July 2020, which was 12.82%. So in a nutshell, inflation is still on the high level in Nigeria. So let's begin, Mr. Gbite. You've been consistent, top 3 EGM among the leading online trading platforms in the FX space, according to Proshare's reports. But what has been the key driving force for achieving this? Note that this is a market that a lot of people still try to understand, to trade in, and even derive value. What's been the driving force for your activities in this space?
Well, firstly, a huge thank you to the team at Proshare. I mean, we are a bit pained because we've consistently been the top company for the last 2 years, and we slipped to second this year, which means that we've got a lot to do. Importantly, what has really enabled us to succeed is our concentration on the client, right? It's the client that's most important. Once you have a client that understands the nature of your business, you're more likely to succeed. Now, I'm sure you've been aware over the last 3 to 5 years, there's been a lot of talk about financial inclusion in Nigeria. Yeah. Now, what financial inclusion does, it gives accessibility. Accessibility to global markets or to Forex or to cryptocurrencies or to financial services generally. Now, accessibility gives rise to opportunity, right? Now, opportunity does not always give rise to profitability. Now, when you're looking at it from a client's point of view, as long as you're able to educate the client, ensure that the client's journey and the user experience of your product is really good, and you're enabled to educate the client, provide the client with tools, analytical tools to enable him make informed decisions in the market. It has been the bedrock of the group, the bedrock of what it is we do, which is client education. And weirdly enough, we have a new product called EGM Analytics that will be launching next week, which should be one of the most powerful analytical tools for financial traders on the African continent. So really, our success is really based on providing sufficient education and the user experience for the clients in engaging in global markets, be it Forex, cryptocurrencies, or global stocks. It's just ensuring that you provide the client with enough information to enable them make informed decisions. And once that is done, you would see success.
Definitely. I mean, I like the fact that you said you're focusing on the clients, which is very important. It's part of what Proshare's report talked about, that in developing these technologies, in leveraging the digital online platform, it has to be about the clients. It has to be about creating that passion for them to participate, particularly in this period of the COVID pandemic, where it really disrupted a lot of things that people had to now leverage on the digital platform to carry out their trade. But let's look at, again, the role from the reports, the need for capital market operators to increase the education for clients. How has it been? You are talking about the fact that you focus on the client in your investor education. I know you really invest big in your investor education. when we visited your platform, we saw the space you have for training clients. How has it been during this period, during the lockdown and post gradual easing of the lockdown, particularly to the digital platforms, creating that awareness and investor education? How has it been for EGM?
Well, it's been phenomenal. I suppose that will have a lot to do with a number of people being stuck indoors, and obviously a number of people now much more comfortable than they ever were with engaging on platforms like Zoom, as we are doing today. So we've had the uprising in our clientele has gone through the roof. We've got interests on trading global markets that has soared considerably. Of course, it's as a result of dwindling returns on the Nigerian stock exchange, treasury bills, etc. But it's not just a Nigerian phenomenon, if we're being honest. I mean, we've seen a phenomenal growth in cryptocurrencies or cryptocurrencies interest in Nigeria. But look at the United States, for example. Look at Robinhood, who have 4 or 5 years ago were not well known.
Yeah.
I think in June, if I'm not mistaken, their trading volumes was more than E-Trade and Charles Schwab put together. Now, yeah. E-Trade and Charles Schwab are big, massive companies. But all Robinhood has done is that they have presented global market trading to the millennials in a way that they understand, they're familiar with. The user experience is very different. The way education is done is very different. The way financial services is presented to the individual is very different. Now, a number of people would say a lack of interest stems from a lack of knowledge. So the more knowledgeable people are about the opportunities that do exist in global markets, and that is presenting global markets in, some would say there's no user-friendly or no interesting way to present financial services. I completely disagree. The companies that find that way to take good advantage of data and present financial services in a way that to enable people to engage will do very well. So for us during the lockdown, we used a number of our platforms to educate the clients, and we see that the interest for global market trading is phenomenal. Now, I would like to mention here also that, so Forex in particular in Nigeria, Forex trading has been huge in Nigeria. There are a number of us that provide the service. A number of people that are not very familiar with this, but more people trade Forex than actually trade Nigerian stocks. It's unbelievable, phenomenal. But we do more than just Forex. We do global markets trading, meaning you can trade any indice, any commodity. So you can do oil, orange juice, with us, any commodity, any indice, any Forex pair, or any equity. So it's what has been successful really is just the ability for someone to do research on a market and put on trades from your phone. As I mentioned before, it's accessibility, opportunity, profitability. So we're now in the place where it's opportunity, profitability. And with that, what we have done as a company is to continuously invest in the user experience and to be sure that the clients have a very good understanding of what it is they're doing. Because a profitable client is a happy client. So a profitable client is a happy client. So investor education is paramount for any of us to succeed in this sector. And what the pandemic has done is given a lot of people time to look at a number of alternative ways in which they carry out investments, a number of alternative products which they would normally look into. So we have seen a lot of interest, and we continue to double down on ensuring that investor education forms the bedrock of how we build the company going forward.
Definitely, investor education. I even like the part you talked about appeal to the millennials and the Gen Zs. We'll still talk about that in the course of the show. But let's look at the report again from Proshare's 2020 online trading assessment. It also showed a distribution of how the various segments of the market played out. Still dominated by the equities, quite surprising, but of course, people still prefer the traditional equities in terms of the leveraging on the online trade, 72.9%. But the Forex trade was 2.19%. And looking at that from your experience, Mr. Gbite, what should be done to increase that participation level in FX trading online across the board?
Well, I think there's a general misconception or a difference. Now, when we say forex trading, different people look at it in different ways. There's when we go into a bank and we change our US dollar or our euro for naira or vice versa. Where we change monies with their bookies, as we've done for a while, and vice versa. And then there's online forex trading, which is what companies like myself and a number of my colleagues and competitors offer to our clients, which is offering, forex pairs, be it Euro USD, GBP USD, JPY. I mean, there are enormous amounts of them. And what I mean by that, what I'm getting at is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that 2.19 figure could possibly be physical forex trading, because we have seen a massive rise in online forex trading where they're trading currency pairs against each other, either be it in local naira or in USD. But importantly, what we can do to increase participation has been good. But to increase, again, it's investor education. It's letting people understand what it's about, how monies are generated. And of course, explaining the risk in particular, ensuring the client understands that they're with a reputable a broker, because that's always very, very important. Because the brokers that are not reputable, as I'm sure you're aware, would say anything to get clients to do things, so make sure
response if they're not properly advised.
Without a doubt. In fact, in the online forex trading market, we have a lot of reports with a number of people that have done so. We do know the Securities and Exchange Commission has done a lot for online forex trading. We have written, and myself, as well as some other very reputable companies that operate in Nigeria, we've met with SEC over the last 2 years, and we've written the white paper to get it regulated. So we're very excited at the prospects. For us as a company, of course, because we have a Naira platform and a US dollar platform, meaning we enable our clients take advantage of these price movements in these different
diversified.
Yes, even with their local currency. But importantly, as you've mentioned, Otto, it's making everybody aware, and it all boils down to education. And of course, with the news that we've seen that the Securities and Exchange Commission and a number of people within the ecosystem in Nigeria generally are paying a lot of attention to a number of these fintech innovations and cryptocurrency innovations. So we think it's only going to get bigger from this point. But education is the bedrock to everything.
All right, let's look at technology, because I know that, Mr. Gbite, one thing you're known for too is playing big in tech and investing in tech, especially for your platform. And of course, from this report, the 2020 online trading report from Proshare, it also explored how adoption of artificial intelligence can improve online trading in the area of trade executions, in the area of automated trading and advisory services. Looking at that, what's your perspective around that? Is EGM going to be looking at that already?
Well. Now this is where it gets really exciting. Now, in years that have gone by, there has been a lot of emphasis in financial technology in Nigeria and Africa generally on financial inclusion, and it's important because we have a very large amount of our sector that's not included in the financial sector. Yes. What you are now referring to is us going further. And we have dealt in AI on our forex platforms for the last 5 years, right? Wow. We have developed algorithms, which ourselves, a number of our traders and other traders, develop algorithms to react to the market. So it's nothing new in the forex market and the derivatives market, where we're using AI to develop different strategies to trade the markets. It's what has caused this. A number of, in this rapid movement, which we've seen over the last few months, has been a result of a number of programs that are taking advantage of the market. So at EGM, we have been serving our clients using artificial intelligence for the last 4 years. But
so if I were to ask, like 1 or 2 clear benefits so that other stakeholders watching can really understand what Proshare has been emphasizing to about how AI can help.
Okay. So it just does things much easier, better, faster. Let me use a very basic method to make the audience understand. So initially we'll use a Word document, right? We'll put together some numbers on a Word document, we'll type it out and we'll add it up. Then came along an Excel document where we just put in some figures and it's all done for us, right? The same calculations would have done on the Excel document is all pre-programmed in an Excel document. What AI would do would be this. I'll give you an example. It will save us time, much deeper research, gets rid of emotions, which a number of people use when you're making decisions in financial services. Just makes it a bit more efficient, much cheaper, and much faster to do. It's programming software to do a series of decisions. So, say for example, if inflation rate goes this way, the software will do this. You know, if the amount of that has been reported in sales for a company is this, the software will do that. So it's really reacting to the environment, but using data that has gone before and data that we are exposed to put together algorithms to take advantage of movements that could happen in the market. And this could happen at much faster speeds than the human being could. It is a really exciting bit. So we've been using AI and with data for the last 4 years. But going forward, we've got some really exciting things planned in the group. We're really we've been looking at share dealing, for example, to enable Nigerians to actually, because at the moment for the last 4 years, you can trade as a derivative. You can trade any stock, any share, any indice with us. But we're going a bit further on that. You know, we're speaking with the Securities and Exchange Commission and other bodies to enable our clients to actually buy physical stock, be it fractional stock or physical stock. In addition to that, we obviously, as I'm sure you are aware, Otto, we've got a very, very deep love for the African markets, Nigerian Stock Exchange, FMDQ, as well as a number of markets across the continent. Going forward also, we're going to be unleashing a number of things which we're going to be planning on the Nigerian and other African markets, where we will be using blockchain and data analytics and artificial intelligence to come up with programs to enable the Nigerian trader or the African trader to really take advantage of things that exist within our own market. We're partnering with some really exciting people and companies, Naya Finance, who do a lot within the Nigerian space. A gentleman called Taiwo Megadope and Obiera Andechi. They're doing some very, very exciting things on the Nigerian space using data analytics, artificial intelligence, you know, in the space of robo-advisory, and to again deepen the market and to present the market in a much more exciting, a much better way than it has been in the past. So all these things that were stated within the report on online trading using blockchain, data analytics, and artificial intelligence to improve on the trading experience and to provide a much better capital markets for the stock exchange or the FMDQ or NASD. It's just really exciting times. It's really exciting times. So we've got a lot of things planned within the group, both obviously in the futures and now we're going to be expanding into share dealing and also offering products across the continent. We're going to be using blockchain a lot in developing our products going forward.
Oh, that's very good. Blockchain, artificial intelligence. I even like the issue of robo-advisors too. But let's look at regulations, because regulations are very key. First, from the monetary side, how would you assess the Central Bank of Nigeria FX management approach? The Nigerian Economic Summit Group gave its own perspective, calling for more clarity, more efficiency in how it's managed to ensure that people get more access. And of course, you are aware that this is also affecting the activities of foreign portfolio investors, because where there seems to be challenging the clarity, they don't want to come in like that. I mean, the last second quarter 2020 capital importation report showed it that other investments were the drivers, unlike the FPIs that have been the leaders in the previous quarters. So from an industry perspective, how is this panning out for you?
It's been difficult. It's been difficult for everyone. The reality is we saw a drop in oil price, or we saw a drop in revenue from a country's point of view. Now, decisions on whether the central bank continue to protect the the naira against the dollar, continue to defend it, or we allow it to. I think it's a difficult one. I mean, we saw last week where they made some announcements and then they reversed the announcements. It's a difficult one. I wouldn't say. I think they could do a better job. I think they've done okay, but I honestly do think they could do a better job, because the uncertainty is what has kept a lot of foreign capital away from the market. You know, a lot of this uncertainty has kept a lot of foreign monies that would come and make the Nigerian market home. But we should also take this opportunity to look at it a bit long term, because we also do know that in the past, these foreign inflows come in and they, boost up the market, and then they leave, take away the profits, the markets collapse. And that has been the case of our markets year in, year out for about the last 8 years, if we're being honest with ourselves. So I think it's something that we can look at. I mean, we can't deepen the market with participants that are not winning, meaning our Nigerian market. Yes, we do need to attract this foreign capital, but we've got to decide whether we're going to continue to protect, whether we can afford to continue to defend the economy, or we're going to defend the naira against the dollar, or we're going to allow it to, unleash demand and supply and determine where the value should be. But from us market participants, it's been difficult. Yes, for the group, for the EGM group, it's been a bit better, because obviously we provide platforms enabling clients to trade in our local currency. So that has weathered the storm a lot for us, and has enabled us grow significantly. But from the sector overall, from the stockbrokers, investment managers, and everybody else that's involved in the financial services sector, a big chunk of the money that comes in is from outside the country. And outside right now, there's a lot of uncertainty. We have uncertainty with COVID and all these other things. So people want to know the value, that when they come in with a dollar, that a week later it will not be worth less. So I think the central bank is doing the best they can. They're trying the best they can, and we would just continue to support in whichever ways we can. We would pass our comments where we think we can help. But it really is trying to make the best out of the climate that has been generated as a result of these very difficult situations.
Yes. Let's move on to the one that really concerns you and your stakeholders. Yesterday has been the big news in the capital market. The Securities and Exchange Commission of Nigeria issued statement on digital assets, their classification and treatment. And I know you must have gone through that very well, looking at the
gone through it over and over and over and
over again. Where there's a part where SEC said it will regulate crypto token or crypto coin investments when the character of the investments qualifies as securities transactions. But what's your take from this new statement issued by the Securities and Exchange Commission? How does it help to position what you've been working on? You've been working with a lot of innovations.
Well, firstly, I would like to say, huge congratulations to the Securities and Exchange Commission and everybody that worked on it. I think they put together a fantastic board of very intelligent people that worked, and they've come to this decision. No decisions are perfect, I'll be honest, and I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it might stifle innovation and accessibility in the short term, right? In the short term, but in the long term, it does help. What it does say is that they are conscious about this. They know there's a lot of interest in this sector, and they've looked at it in the best way they decide, and they have classified a cryptocurrency not as a currency but as a security, meaning that we now all have to be regulated to offer cryptocurrencies. As I mentioned, we've been offering cryptocurrencies to trade since 2016, and we've always wanted to offer, launch the EGM exchange, which enables you to actually buy and sell physical cryptos. You can trade up to 16 cryptos with us at the moment on our Naira or USD platform. But we've always wanted to launch our exchange, but we wanted clarity on regulation. We didn't want to invest all these monies and then
it goes down the drain because of regulation.
Exactly.
Yes,
so now with this announcement, importantly, what we've got to think about, especially us innovators and us that want to, do things that haven't been done before. the Securities Exchange Commission are responsible to the general public, right? Their job is to protect the general public, to ensure that people know what they're getting themselves into, and to police and people that offer these products. We have seen an unprecedented rise in cryptocurrencies in Nigeria in particular, meaning that there's a lot of interest. Now, with a lot of interest comes a lot of people with obviously different views. Not everybody is coming with the best intentions of the clients in hand. So there could be enormous fraud, which we have seen. So it's important that they've come in and they've stepped in, and they're going to be monitoring the sector, and they're going to regulate the sector. And they've made it very clear that all of us that want to play within this sector, we need to reach out to them, either to get ourselves regulated or to shed a bit more light on exactly what it is we do. So from a first step, it's fantastic. What it has done, it has brought it out from a conversation we're having behind the corners, in places to right in front of everyone. You know, there's some certain criteria in which you have to operate. There's some certain things which you can say and can't say. There are things you can promise. You know, there's duty of care to the clientele. There's records that need to be kept. So there are a lot of positives. Are there negatives? No, I won't call them negatives, because it's something that will continuously change. I mean, we found it to be difficult in loads of jurisdictions. In Japan, in the United Kingdom, in Canada, in the United States, we have regulators really struggling with cryptocurrencies. One of the major fears, which they would not like to express with us, but we know it's a fear, is that they would lose control of the ability, which they've done, as far as we know, it's to, you know, the amount of currency in circulation and all those sort of things. But they're gradually and slowly opening up to what the cryptocurrency is about. I think it's a first step. I think it's not perfect, but I think it's very good considering what existed 2 days ago, which was nothing. I think it will bring a number of people again to the table to continue the conversation. For companies like ourselves, it has given us some sort of guideline, so we can now move forward with a number of the plans, because we did have a number of plans in the crypto market in particular. It enables us work again closely with the Securities and Exchange Commission to, you know, dot the I's and cross the T's on some things that they might have missed out from, or some things which they have regulated which might stifle innovation. So it's a fine balance between promoting innovation, but also at the same time protecting the clients, protecting the retail clients. So in as much as the retail client is excited and wants to take part in this new technologies and benefit from all these new things, we've got to be aware that although it's a small number, that there are a group of people out there that would not be working in the interest of the clients, which at the same time tarnishes the sector for us all. So the regulation and the news of the regulation and the rules, I mean, I've gone through it, as you mentioned, a number of times. I think it's a very, very good, exciting step in the right direction. Yes, there will be a number of things which we would want to be changed, which we would want us to discuss. But what I can say is that it does show serious intent, because they could have just banned it, right? They could have just stopped any participation whatsoever. But they are going, you know, boldly into territories that, you know, it's unfamiliar to a number of regulators across the board. So on that note, I think they should be commended, and all the members of the FinTech Association that worked in putting this together should all be commended, and we keep moving forward. But it's very, very exciting for us as an online financial services company providing global financial trading. Now we want to go into also local trading, both Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, etc. It's really exciting times. It's really, really exciting times.
So, Mr. Gbite, in just a minute, can tell us your closing thoughts on leveraging digital platforms to improve FX trading platform. What's the outlook like? What are those things that will be key?
Education. It's the core. So if we think about it now going forward, and this is not just for ourselves, for my competitors, for everybody in financial services, everybody, we have seen what Robinhood has done. You know, all those thought processes that we thought that, you know, they're not not people in Nigeria that would trade. They don't have money. They don't have the knowledge. They don't have, I mean, all that is now, it's now a myth. We now know it to be a fact or a myth. Give people access and you'll be surprised with what they would do. We have people now, you know, there are a number of other very brilliant companies in Nigeria that offer similar products to what we offer. And you should go and see the sort of conversations people are having about Nigerian and foreign stock. They're talking about it the way they talk about Big Brother. That has never happened in the history of my country. A number of participants that were before, you know, a number of the very well-established companies who have or only serve high net worth individuals, which is fine. It's fine. I tell them today, going forward, that do pay attention to the retail client. The numbers are just going to go more and more. And what would enable any of us to grow, like I said, is paying attention to data, right? Using data analytics to provide customers with insights that makes it very simple for them to take advantage of. Education and engagement is the way forward. Whoever sorts out education engagement and using data to create products that are relevant, and then combining that with a user experience, right? Because we're not coming to your offices anymore. You know, we're not going into the banks. Even when the virus goes, that is a very old way of doing things. We can have this. I don't have to come into the studio anymore. Also, I'm speaking to you right now on the other side of the world, right? So the world has changed. It has changed fundamentally. It was happening slowly, but the pandemic has moved things along. So I see global market trading and accessibility to financial services only growing bigger. And the key is, as I keep emphasizing, a lack of interest stems from a lack of knowledge. If we improve the knowledge, by using data analytics and user experience to bring more people face to face with financial services, you would see that everybody wants to make money. As long as they understand what it takes to make money, they understand the risks that are involved. SEC steps in there to protect the retail investor and to ensure that operators operate well. We're just going to see a phenomenal growth with people that can use investor education to stem that gap that we're missing. I think it's very exciting times. As you know, I can go on this topic. I love it to bits, but very exciting times.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gbite, CEO of Eagle Global Markets Group.
It's been nice listening to you talk about leveraging digital platforms to improve FX trading. We'll have this conversation in subsequent editions. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes.
It's a fantastic day.
Yeah, that'll be all for this edition of the Market Review. You can join our website, www.ProShareNG.com, to watch our videos, read our news reports and analysis. To come your way again, thank you for watching. Have a nice day and stay safe.